What's up, guys? It's Daniel here with Wealthy Clients, and I have a very special guest on today. One of our successful clients, Charles Hopkins, who owns and runs Wealth by Taxes. Welcome on, Charles.
Hey, appreciate you. Thanks for having me, Daniel.
Of course. So tell everybody a little bit about who you are, your business, what you offer, and who you serve.
Absolutely. So I'm Charles Hopkins, tax strategist. My company is Wealth by Taxes, and ultimately we serve high net worth entrepreneurs and real estate investors, and we help them legally pay zero in taxes or as close to that as possible.
I love it. Love it, man. So tell us a little bit about what was going on prior to partnering with us. What problem were you facing?
The problem I was facing before is that, I had my firm set up the way I wanted to. I had a low amount of clients, less than 50 intentionally, so that I could serve with excellence. And each client uh, brought in a substantial amount of revenue. Well, the biggest challenge is that three of my biggest clients were facing challenges which caused them to not continue services with us. And so those three clients alone were about 41K a month in monthly recurring revenue. And most of my model was I had referral partners, so people were making referrals. Well, you can't really control how often that comes in. And so it had also been about 4 or 5 months since I had a solid referral come through. So I realized that I needed some consistent leads coming in that I didn't have to rely on other people for. So that's why I want to come to you, man.
Yeah, totally. Why did you choose to partner with us over any other company out there?
Well, really, I saw that you'd helped a buddy of mine, Ben Golden, and I saw an ad of yours on Facebook. And Ben Golden was you had gotten him I think it said 39 clients and I don't know, like so many months. I don't know if it was a year or what, but either way, I knew 39 clients at was substantial in terms of revenue. And I know that because Ben and we use the same one of the same mentors. And so I know what I charge, and I know he charges similar. So I knew that he was also serving people at the same level.
So, was there anything in particular about the service that helped?
Great question. So anything in particular about your service that helped me was that I got some leads, man. I mean, I couldn't do this without leads, one. Secondly, I'm not like versed in funnel building or anything like that. And I really don't have the time to be messing with it. So the fact that you guys did not only the ads, but you did the funnels behind it to make everything come together, it really was a game changer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Why do you feel like that was so effective for you?
Well, one, it got some results. So just this week, I was able to get two like major leads to come through. One was a tax plan. We were able to serve him and save him a lot of money, and as a result, he is paying us about 31,000. He's on board now, and another gentleman saw the ad that I'd helped somebody on that you helped me post, and that ended up being $100,000 engagement. So I mean, I'm excited. I'm thrilled, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, when you sent me the voice note, I could just hear it in your voice how excited you were.
Yeah, man. I mean, because one, it's just like, I knew it was possible to get this level of leads. I heard other people do it. I just hadn't done it. And I saw that you got that success for Ben, man. And so I was like, you know what? If you can get it for Ben, and I know him personally, I was like, I think you can get it for me. And sure enough, sure enough, man.
Now, one of the big things that I hear, right, is that my people are not on Facebook and Instagram. And I don't know if you had that belief coming in or not, but I literally just talked to a guy yesterday who was like, "Yeah, like I'm not going to do Facebook or Instagram ads because I want to be a thought leader,
Hmm.
right? That's the way that I know gets clients. What would you say to anybody that's like, yeah, I just don't want to run Facebook and Instagram ads because I don't think my people are on there? What quality of leads and clients do you have coming in?
I mean, definitely high quality, high quality. I mean, I've got business owners over 5 million plus that have come to me through Facebook. And I mean, it makes sense because uh, even some of the top leaders in the industry, Facebook ads is their primary source for getting their leads. So, I mean, most people are on Facebook or Instagram. Most business owners are people too who look at family members and look at various things so that Facebook knows who they are. And yeah, it just makes so much sense. It's like if you want something from the grocery store, or if you want a specific, I don't know. I mean, like it just makes sense to go to the grocery store if you're looking for a variety of stuff. And so Facebook is like the grocery store of people.
That's awesome. So, as a result of implementing the strategies, what was the outcome? I know you alluded to it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. The outcome was that I was able to get two outstanding leads, which was one was the $100,000 client, and another one was a $31,000 client. And I'm really this is the first week that it took some building up to make this happen. And it took some, game planning, and it took some resources to be created. But, now the leads are pouring in. And actually, my calendar has been filled up. Every available time slot is being filled. So now I'm like trying to see how I can get either more slots available or now try to customize what other way can I serve more people. It's actually really exciting. Like new problems pop up. Like how else can I restructure the process so that I can get more people on the calendar? So yeah, I'm excited, man. Actually, I wake up pretty excited. Before I'd be like hesitant or resistant to want to stay late or work on something, but I see this working so much that I don't mind actually working quickly just to get things in order because it's leading to, some pretty massive success.
Yeah. Yeah, and just to like set expectations for everybody on here, right? Like it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows in the beginning. There was a lot of tweaking, and I mean, I think what the first 2, 3 weeks we started running ads, I mean, we saw nada, zilch, zero. And
Nothing.
then you called me up and you're like, Daniel, what's going on? And I was like, hey, just, trust me for like 2 more weeks. Just give me that amount of time. Like let me work my magic, because everybody's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And so it did, it wasn't a home run right out of the gate, but
Mhm.
just like an airplane, right? You have to make tweaks along the way in order to get to the destination that you want to.
I agree. 100%.
So how's your life and business changed since achieving that outcome?
You know, it's just started, but what I can see is the biggest thing that's changed with me is my belief. Like, I know that this is what I'm going to be doing the rest of my tenure in business and the rest of my life, because I don't see myself retiring. Um, I see myself helping people as long as I'm able and physically, uh, you know, and mental capacity to do it. So, how has it changed me? I realized that I really was not advertising. I never had a consistent advertising or marketing plan. And I realized that, I mean, you just have to market in order for your business to be successful, period. Grant Cardone told me it's not the best business that wins, it's the best known business that wins. And the way you get known is to get out here. So if you're not out here, it doesn't matter how good you are. No one's gonna know you exist, and you won't be able to help them.
And lucky for you, you have both. You're the best known, and you also have one of the best products and services that I've seen.
Oh,
You
thank
have the
you,
double
thank
whammy.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, well, I'm becoming the best known because of you. I'm far from it yet, but I'm becoming there, man. So thank you.
That's awesome. So how does it help not having to rely or be dependent on a referral source where you don't know where the next referral or client's going to come from? How's that impacted your business, knowing that you have a predictable source every single day, like a faucet that anytime you want to book up your calendar, you can just flip the switch on and you start getting qualified appointments on the calendar. How's that helped?
It's a lot more comforting. So the last thing you want is to not know when the next lead is going to come in, yet you know when your next expense is coming in, you know when payroll is going to hit, you know when all these other things are due, you know when you have to hire new team members, when you may have to pay a little bit more. We know all that when the expenses are, but we don't always know, if there's a change in revenue, where the next revenue is coming from. So
Yeah.
it's good to be able to consistently predict, what you can start earning,
Yeah.
especially when you look at the numbers.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but literally right when you had that drop in revenue, right? The 41K per month, you had just hired a new team member, right?
Yeah, a new tax manager, 160K salary. Um, and I was just like, gosh, Lee, man, I got this new expense. Now the revenue's taking a hit. Like, what on earth? It, I was like, man, and so yeah, I came to you telling you like, hey man, I need to figure something out ASAP.
Awesome, man. So where do you feel like you'd be right now if you didn't take action and partner with us?
That's a great question. I would probably have to do I'd probably end up doing some layoffs. I'd probably be closer to just retracting. Like what I would typically do is if I don't understand anything, I throw my hands up, like, let me just protect what I have, try to play it safe. And then as a result, I'd have to let certain team members go. And, I wouldn't be able to serve it. I'd just be more trying to protect the remaining clients, the remaining nest egg, instead of the way you truly protect them is to get out there and get more people to serve so that your team can be fulfilled because as this season would pass and then I'd have to rehire team members anyway, and it's going to be difficult to rehire these trained team members that already know your process. It's going to be difficult to rehire them again because they may not feel safe coming back. They just got laid off, so now you got to refine some other people, retrain them. There's already a shortage in the industry, so it's just a hassle. So I'm grateful to not have to deal with all that.
Yeah. I know you mentioned Grant Cardone earlier. One of the things that he says is, you have two things you can focus on, right? The first one's your expenses, which can only get so low, right? You can't go below zero in
Right.
your expenses. But with your income, there's no ceiling, right? So as long as you stay focused on the ceiling and raising that ceiling and growing your income, then
Hmm.
you don't have an expenses problem, you have an income problem, right?
Right.
Just need to, as Mark Cuban says, sales cures all.
That's true,
Sales
man.
cures all.
I agree.
So if somebody's watching this right now and maybe they're on the fence either with booking with us and exploring a partnership, or maybe they've already chatted with us and they're on the fence about hiring us, what would you tell them?
I'd say, hey, look, if you're not doing any marketing, or even if you are doing any marketing, and you're curious if it can be better than it currently is, you need to give Daniel a shot because it's not just about, I mean, if you try, you're going to have to do trial and error. You're going to have to guess. You're going to have to manually see what works and what doesn't work. And one of the things I can appreciate is that because Daniel's been doing this a while, and for so many people that are tax strategists, just like me and you, the biggest thing is that he already knows what's effective and the things that have been working for others. I was like, hey, man, like set me on whoever's winning the best in your company, give me that same plan and just set me up. And he did it. And so he knows what he's looking for. He knows how to get the ads in front of the right people. And so just if you want to save time, you want to save stress, you want to save a headache, go with them and let them figure out the hard part. Otherwise, go for it on your own. I mean, maybe you know what you're doing, maybe you don't. And maybe, maybe you have time to deal with all the trial and error. But I know me, I just needed, I just only had time for results and I needed them urgently just to bring more peace of mind and, into my life. So that's what I'd say. I'd say just go ahead and do it, man. He knows what he's doing.
Awesome. Well, Charles, thanks so much for coming on here. If anybody wants to connect with you or maybe they want to reach out with a quick question, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can hit me up on Instagram, Charles Hopkins Tax, and DM me. I'll hit you back within the day.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
anytime. Take care, Daniel.